Hello. You may be wondering what contemplative dialogue is. Recently, I became involved in a 2-year practicum that deepens the practice of contemplative dialogue, but I'm often asked by friends and colleagues, what is contemplative dialogue? Well, in a nutshell, contemplative dialogue seeks to honor the individual at their core. So often we interact with other people at a surface level, maybe in our particular roles or relationships with those people, but often we don't get to know them at their core. And when we stay at the surface level, it's very easy to miss one another in conversation. And so contemplative dialogue honors the sacred worth of the human being, of each human being. And it's a way of showing up, it's a way of interacting with others in dialogue that honors the other person and takes a lot of parts of them into consideration when having a conversation with them. For me, one of the values of contemplative dialogue is that I'm able to um, be more reflective before I have a conversation, a little bit more mindful during a conversation, and definitely more reflective afterwards in terms of what I forgot to do, what I might have missed. So all of the tools and practices of contemplative dialogue are really helping me professionally. I work in a church setting, so it certainly helps me with inter-staff relations. It helps me at home in my relationships as a mother and as a wife, as a member of an extended family. Um, Really, anywhere where I'm in conversation with other people, I find this practice to be valuable. It is, again, about how we show up in the world and how we recognize and honor other people. One of the premises and one of the assumptions I make about other people is that we may be different on the surface, but if you go deep enough, we are all connected. And that connection is the meeting place where I believe uh, we should be meeting. So hopefully that's helped you understand just a little bit about what contemplative dialogue is. I will add that the tools and practices of contemplative dialogue come from a lot of different sources. They have been pulled together by Stephen Worth, and he's added some of his own flavor to some of the tools, but it also pulls from the fields of organizational management and leadership, the work done by Peter Senge and Chris Ardress. So it's often called active engagement when this set of practices is used in the corporate world, but for my purposes, I typically call it contemplative dialogue. So hopefully that's been helpful.